The Chicago Cubs put together an 83-79 record last season. They came in second place in the National League Central, behind the Brewers and ahead of the Reds, Pirates, and Cardinals. After their Wednesday, September 6th game, the Cubs sat at 76-64, a season-high 12 games over 500. But following that, they won just 7 of their next 22 games, barely falling short of playoff contention to the Miami Marlins. This was a bad collapse, but the season showed the Cubs have what it takes to compete in the future. One thing that plays into the Cubs' favor this year is how mediocre the National League Central will be. The defending champion Brewers just lost their ace Corbin Burnes. The Cardinals won just 71 games last season and haven't done enough in free agency to completely change their fortunes for this season. The Pirates are the Pirates, and the Reds somewhat overachieved last season and simply don't have enough star power to be a true favorite in the division. With all this said, it's pretty much the Cubs' division to win this year, I think. Let's start with talking about Cody Bellinger, because he's had an interesting career to this point. He came up to the majors with the Dodgers in 2017, immediately making an impact. He hit a monstrous 39 home runs in just 548 plate appearances, good for roughly 1 home run every 14, which if you know anything about baseball, that's absolutely incredible. It was clear he figured to be a star in Major League Baseball, something that was made even more plain in his MVP 2019 season, where he put up 7.8 Fangraphs WAR. But once the pandemic started, Bellinger's numbers declined, and come 2021, they had fallen off a cliff. His 47 WRC+ was one of the worst marks in all of baseball among qualified hitters. 2022 was a lot better, but when you're that bad one season, you can only improve so much the next year. The Dodgers didn't want to pay him, and he walked to the Cubs on a 1-year deal. This deal proved to be just what Bellinger hoped for. He resurged in a big way, emphasizing a more contact-centric approach. He put up a .307 batting average and a crazy 81% contact rate on all swings, both the highest marks of his career to that point. He just returned to the Cubs on a 3-year deal, and since I'm talking about free agency contracts, let's talk about Shota Imanaga for a second now. Imanaga is a 30-year-old Japanese starting pitcher who posted a 3.18 earned run average and over 1,100 innings pitched in 8 NPB seasons. Fangraphs' 2024 ZiPS projections have him pitching to a 1.17 ERA+ and 3 wins above replacement. He's slated to be the co-ace of the rotation with Justin Steele, who himself is coming off a Cy Young candidate season. Another name to watch in that lineup is Michael Busch, also a former Dodger like Cody Bellinger. Busch had fantastic seasons in the Dodgers' AA and AAA affiliates, posting 3 seasons with a WRC+ over 130 in that span. When the Dodgers called him up in 2023, he admittedly wasn't very good, striking out about a third of the time at the plate. The Dodgers then flipped him to the Cubs in the offseason, and he now hopes to become an integral piece in the Cubs' hitting core. And most people think he does have the tools to succeed, considering his prolific numbers in the upper minors. Jordan Wicks is another young, unproven player at the big league level that looks to break out for the Cubs this year. He's a starting pitcher who, in 7 starts last year, pitched to a 4.4 ERA. He's a former 2021 first-round pick, and in the minor leagues, he was able to accomplish some pretty decent seasons. At 24 years old, he's only going to get better with more experience. He's currently projected as the number 5 starter in the rotation, but with the uncertainty around Kyle Hendricks and Jameson Taillon, he could eventually climb his way up in the rotation. But I think the most interesting piece on this 2024 Cubs team is undoubtedly 24-year-old slugger Christopher Morel. Known for his fiery play style and big home runs, Morel has seen continued success in parts of the 2022 and 2023 seasons respectively, really putting something together last year when he slugged over 500 with 26 home runs and just 429 plate appearances. If he can stay healthy, he'll not only be the best hitter on the Cubs, but one of the best in the National League. I really hope he can stay healthy because he's a fun player to watch on the field. The Cubs haven't been to the playoffs since 2020, and they still had most of their 2016 World Series core intact. They were extremely close last season, and with some new additions this season and some exciting young talent, it's looking like this could possibly be the year that they break their short playoff drought and return to the postseason.